With Wuthering Waves 3.0 right around the corner, there are so many things that we're excited to see. We've already seen some sneak peeks, some of the characters, some of the areas, and there is a lot that players are dying to see. So today we're going to be reacting at this video that seems pretty interesting, titled "The New Direction Wuthering Waves is Heading is a Crucial Restart." So I really want to see what this video is all about and how Wuthering Waves is restarting itself with the 3.0 update. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Now, before we continue with the video, I want to give you a little bit of knowledge regarding the sponsor of today's video, Enjoy GM, which is going to be able to hook you guys up with some insane deals. And as we know, 3.0 is right around the corner, but this page doesn't just help you with some deals for Wuthering Waves. As you guys can see right here, they have deals for a bunch of things. So whether you want to go on and cop yourself some of the packs and deals they got right now for Wuthering Waves, or wait until 3.0 and cop some of the very good deals they're going to have on store for the brand new content and the brand new characters. Nonetheless, feel free to hop on in there and check out their deals because they have some very good discounts. All you got to do is hit right here your UID, your server, click the quantity of products you're buying, pay now, and you're all good to go.
Last year, KURO Games released a new title called Wuthering Waves. Some people loved it, some people hated it. With all the ups and downs, the game proved one thing: they're top of the class.
Yeah.
What makes them special? Well,
that's a good intro. I'm gonna be honest, bro. Y'all could say what you want about Wuthering Waves. I know it's a gacha, and at the end of the day, gachas are trash. But Wuthering Waves is hands down one of the best looking, highest quality gacha games out there. In terms of what it offers, how tight combat feels, the design, the peak story that you gacha players love so much, the open world, the way the game is designed, you can tell there is very, very high quality. Oftentimes, you can talk about your favorite games. I covered Duet Night Abyss, and I love Duet Night Abyss. But I'm going to be honest, when we're talking about high quality production of combat, character designs, and open world, Wuthering Waves smokes it. As well as almost any other game in its genre and its category of like open world, anime style type games. Wuthering Waves is on a league of its own, bro. We just gotta keep it real, bro.
after 2020, the gacha genre did not just grow, it exploded. Overnight, it went from niche hobby to mainstream phenomenon.
Yep.
Everyone was jumping on the hype train, trying.
And we can all say, no matter how much of a KURO bot you are watching this video, you know who caused that massive boom in the gacha gaming community and in the gaming community? Who brought up gacha gaming to a mainstream media despite all the great games that were out for such a long time? You know who brought gacha gaming into the mainstream? It was none other than Genshin Impact. So as much as you want to, shill for KURO, the reality is that, bro, Hoyo really did it and blew it up, bro.
To figure out what the noise was about. And with that massive surge, the battlefield got crowded. Studios lined up like contestants in a talent show, each one scrambling to copy whatever the leading title was doing.
Yeah.
But here's the truth. You cannot beat originality with a discount cosplay. And as fast as this title launched, most of them crashes even faster. Some never left the runway, some barely crawled out. And the graveyard of almost successful gachas grew bigger every time. Then 2024 happened. That's when Solid Lee and his team walked in like, alright, let us cook. And with the blink of an eye, Wuthering Wave had already won multiple awards, rising into one of the biggest titles in the entire gacha space, and now gearing up for the release of version 3.0, which we can see will be another bold direction the game is about to take. Why?
3.0, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I think that 3.0 is setting up the new journey for Rover, right? It's been progressive, but I feel that 3.0 is gonna like move in a different direction, which is what maybe this video is all about. I feel that it's gonna move in a different direction that what we've been seeing so far. It's been very like progressive and linear. I feel that right here it's gonna like expand what the characters in the world, which is already pretty expansive, is going to be like. The way that you progress through the story in the world of Wuthering Waves is going to be a lot different with 3.0.
Ever since version 1, you could already see it. Wuthering Waves does not cling to one theme. They're always trying new ideas in every chance they get. And for a games where most of us spend hours just exploring, taking screenshots, and vibing with the scenery, that's actually a smart move. It keeps everything feeling fresh. It's not only about how a new area looks, it's about the vibe it gives off. For example, Rinasita take a whole different design philosophy compared to Huanglong, where most of the time it feels like we're in a gloomy, heavy feeling, cool in its own way, but very darker place energy. While Rinasita brought more vibrant colors, livelier NPCs, exploration mechanism that surprised every single player, even hate.
Absolutely, bro. I remember, so I love Wuthering Waves from the start. I was into this game big time because I used to love Genshin way back in the day. I quit, obviously, because it's a gacha, and I got into other games. But I remember when Wuwa came out, despite it being a gacha, and I knew what I was getting into, I loved Wuwa. The tightness of the combat, how it felt to move around, climbing was so much better than any other game I had played in this genre. It just felt good, right? But one thing that it always felt, to me at least, it was that it was very bleak. It was very, like, pale. It was very, like, depressing, and that's fine. That's the vibe that the game was going for. And when we look back at the beta, it was even sadder, more bleak, lacking color. It was more gloomy, which was a cool vibe, but that was the vibe the 1.1 had. When we got to 2.0, what shocked the community was the fact that when you looked at 2.0, it looked like a completely different vibe, a completely different world to what we have been seeing in the previous patches of Wuthering Waves, right? It just felt so colorful, so vibrant, so active, and I feel that just how we had that complete change, I feel that that same change is going to apply to 3.0. It might not be in the same style, right, with vibrant colors or whatever, but it's going to provide a change of pace and a change of vibe to the world of Wuwa, which is really good, because if you go back to like 1.0, it just feels like kind of ruins, kind of like everything spread out, kind of empty per se. And if you go to 2.0, it feels like the areas, it feels more packed, more vibrant, more alive. So I can't wait to see what the vibe of 3.0 areas is going to be like.
Who still want to admit we got a flight tech upgrade for free. At this point, after Wuthering Waves reached its final wrap for version 2.x, the entire narrative has shifted. It's no longer Wuthering Waves trying to beat that game. It's
Wuthering Waves finally becoming the game it was always meant to be.
KURO didn't try to compete by copying what their rivals already had. They competed by stepping into the space others would not. And that decision did not just improve the gameplay, it elevated the identity of the game itself. And I think it's already part of KURO's DNA to keep things out of expectation. Not just in game itself, but in their marketing too. I mean, the 2.8 livestream had people fully raging because there was no 3.0 content preview. It's just Namipon doing their jiggly dance on loop. So naturally,
yeah, bro, when it comes to the marketing side of things, KURO has like not failed to surprise the community and go in different directions. So I remember when they had, I believe it was the host for the Game Awards or something like that, one of those big figures in the gaming community, dropped the gameplay for Cardathia out of nowhere, unannounced, for no reason. Homie just dropped the gameplay for Cardathia, and the community was going crazy, right? After that, we had PlayStation, right? PlayStation dropped 3.0 gameplay showcases for the characters and some of the areas. Bro, PlayStation, I think KURO, when it comes to their marketing, they're doing a whole bunch of different things, and they're not afraid to do it how they want to, as opposed to like the way other companies are doing, right?
we all waited for the real announcement from the most trusted source, Jeff Keighley. But KURO was like, and suddenly it's PlayStation who drops the teaser first. But honestly, that was not even the biggest surprise. The real shocker was the new content lineup for 3.0. One thing that everyone seems most excited about is the new exploration mechanics. The motorbike. It's a bold move from Wuthering Waves because, let's be real, other communities have not exactly reacted well to things like this in their game. I think a lot.
Bro, I remember when we first got the reveal for this, I did a reaction video on my channel. Do be sure to check it out. And I was excited, right? Let's be real. Vehicles in a gacha game or in a video game, modes of transportation, they're not the most game-breaking things. Every game has done it at this point, right? So people were mad that, hey, you guys are just KURO bots. You're excited for something so stupid like a mount in a vehicle, like it's something game-breaking. It's not that it's game-breaking, but it's a brand new feature for Wuthering Waves, and people that love the game are excited to be able to have a new way to move around. And let's be real, bikes are cool, bro. Bikes are cool, so people were hyped to see that we were going to get bikes as a mode of transportation. This also opens the possibility for like bike cosmetics, different types of bikes, different types of vehicles as a whole, and it's just really cool to see where Wuthering Waves can go with that. And while no vehicles are not game breaking or nothing like that, it's still pretty damn lit to see that we're getting it in the game, right?
A lot of people were already hovering over their keyboards, ready to fire off the spiciest comment about character lock exploration advantages the moment they saw Linnae posing with a motorcycle in their drip marketing. It's the PTSD kick back in.
I'm not gonna lie, the moment I saw her posting with a bike, I said, I'm pulling her if you get to use the bike with her, and you do, so I'm pulling her.
KURO being KURO, they doubled down and gambled it anyway. And with just a simple explanation in the video description, the anticipated criticism turned into praises. Because instead of locking the bike behind character exclusive ability paywall, they made it as a gadget everyone can use.
Yep.
Yes.
I'm gonna be honest, if you were watching this trailer the day that it came out, I don't care if you're a KURO bot, if you're a Hoyo shill, I don't care what gaming community you're from. If you thought that KURO Games was going to release a character with a bike that you could use to drive around and not give any mode of transportation, be it a bike, a fucking deer, a car, a hub, something out, and they were just gonna power creep movement by giving a character a bike, you're dumb. You were dropped as a baby and you got a dent in the back of your head. So all of you people that were doom posting about it, with even if KURO hadn't confirmed that we were all gonna get a motorcycle, you must have been dumb to actually want to doom post on something like that, because this game is not like some other games that we know out there that actually be power creeping movement, right? And here they pretty much did everything. And I remember the time when they dropped Cantarella, and Cantarella swims like 5% faster than another character, and people were doom posting because power creep when nobody fucking swims, right? Oh, but what if in 5.7 they drop a swimming area? Shut the bro. So I remember people were actually mad when they first ever saw that Linnae has a bike, and they were already doom posting it, bro. Like, stop it. Stop it.
Everyone, just like the wings. And looking at the previous event like the parkour, the flight and other stuff, this could open possibility of a racing event in the game. Bye bye Inferno Rider. But the only question I had in mind is, how the smaller characters gonna ride the bike? Like, is it gonna be like this? Or will it be a different skill like this? Well, so far, what we do know
little
is
bike.
that this will be a universal exploration tool
get a little
for future
bike.
regions, since the developer already confirmed that flight mechanism won't be extended past Ruinacida. And honestly, the coolest thing about the motorbike is that you can switch your POV into the first-person view, which kind of feels like a feature they're prepping early. Maybe even for that future collaboration with the Cyberpunk Edgerunner.
Yo.
And as we can already see from the teaser, some part of this new region looks straight up high-tech. You got Transformer as your enemies, a city protected by invisible barrier, robots everywhere in the city, and the whole place looks like someone pressed the fast forward on humanity timeline. For some people, it might seem like Wuthering Waves is stepping away from its post-apocalyptic core, but it is actually still the same theme.
Yeah, so this is kind of where I was going earlier, how I personally feel that the vibes for 3.0 are going to be different, because when you look at the 1.0 map, it looks very barren. Like, you outside of the main city, if you go almost anywhere, you can tell that it's kind of like destroyed, wrecked, ruins a lot in the 1.0 area. You go to the 2.0 map, it's a lot more colorful. There's still ruins all over the place, but it's a lot more colorful, right? And it still feels like oldish, right? When it comes to like the world, it still feels like an oldish city, the canoes, gondolas, all of that. When you look at this map right out here, of course, there's still like ruins and oldish looking areas. But then when you look at the academy, it looks very futuristic. So that vibe already in that city is going to feel unique. And I feel that if they add like a lot of robotic animals and things like that around the world, it's already going to feel very different from any other area that we've seen so far.
expressed differently. Unlike Huanglong, where everything felt destroyed, abandoned, and heavy, Laheroi leans into different kind of aftermath. You see long abandoned areas overtaken by nature, places where unknown organisms have started living freely. Like, what even are this thing? A robot? A fairy? A ghost? Who knows? But
Yeah, what
it
is
is the
that?
good kind of weird. It's still post-apocalypse, just with more color and personality. And honestly, the
And
way they
tech.
brought back the old school near automata style exploration with the side view, abandoned structure, and that haunting but beautiful vibes feels like a love letter to players who enjoy that type of world building, especially in the early version of the game. And if you take a look at the character roster, that's where things started to get fancy. Mornier, listen, I don't even know if I'm saying
Kanye's
her
sister.
name right, but one thing's for sure, she's the first character in game who genuinely looks like she came from a different universe. It feels like KURO used 3.0 as their chance to borrow a little bit of PGR flavor and sprinkle it into Wuthering Waves. I mean, look at her attack animation. She basically fighting with the whole satellite system and
Yeah.
army of drones backing her up. The high-tech vibes? Yeah, that's PGR energy right there, loud and clear.
Yeah.
But the part
Agreed.
I really love, and something KURO always nail, is how they pay attention to small details. If you take a look at more...
Bro, that's so true. And look, y'all be watching me right now. Y'all know I love DNA. I love Duet Night Abyss. But oftentimes, I look at some of their characters and I want them to pay a little bit more attention to details. And I'm sure it will continue to happen. We do have the 1.0 cast. We're getting the 1.1 soon. And I'm sure as it keeps going, designs will continue to get more detailed. But as we go back to Wuthering Waves, and I compare Wuthering Waves to a lot of other games, right? Even some big hitters like Genshin Impact. I gotta say that the attention to detail in Wuwa's characters is always peak, bro. It is absolutely peak, whether it's their shadows, whether it's the hair, whether it's small details in the clothing. It always looks really damn good. When you compare the way these characters look to a lot of other gacha game characters or characters of games similar to this, they look very good.
His attack animation, she actually gets exhausted after firing her laser. While it actually looks simple, it might actually happen because she's taking the full recoil with her hands, compared to the older character,
Yeah,
which
things
is
like
Xiang
that.
Yao, who also fires the laser through his hand. But because of his prosthetic arm, the force gets channeled forward so he barely needs to move. And most importantly, the unexpected character. I look at her. Are we still in Wuthering Waves? She's easily the most unique looking character in the entire roster. Other than the fact she gives a bit of Nanami from PGR energy, beyond that,
Yeah,
she
she
get a
does
tacit
look.
mark shape in a glass heart, eyes that look like the radiant tide, and hair that literally glitches. Everything about her design feels like it hinting at something bigger. Like, she's not just another face in the patch, but someone who is going to play a major role in the whole act. Which is why I feel like 3.0 isn't just a new region update, it's a patch meant to push the whole game forward. They're literally introducing a new fighting mechanism that I'm pretty sure going to change how we approach the combat entirely.
That's going to be interesting, bro, because with this, I'm sure we're going to get new echoes. We might even get new substats. So a whole new fighting mechanic is getting introduced. So this is going to be something else.
KURO is stepping away from the traditional way of designing character and experimenting with a new layer of complexity, visually, mechanically, and narratively. They're still anchoring the story where it needs to be, but still tweaking things here and there to evolve the formula. So what do you think? Do you feel like this is a good direction for Wuthering Waves to head
Absolutely.
into? Let us know in the comment section.
All right, I think it was a really good video, how it's presenting how 3.0 is moving in a very interesting and new direction. I can't wait to see what 3.0 brings to the table. I gave y'all my thoughts regarding this patch and how it's going to move forward in, once again, a different direction than what we've seen so far. If I could explain it in a very simple way, a lot of the gacha games that I play, they move with their story and their world building in a very linear way, right? Things might be different, the stories might be a little different, but when it comes to the overall feel of the world and the story, it feels very linear, like it's moving in a line, straightforward. When it comes to Wuwa, it feels like they're just going off to the sides, taking different directions and approaching the world in a different way. But that's really it for me, guys. Thank you all very much for watching. Let me know what you think about this video, my reaction, and the 3.0 update. What do you want to see the most in the 3.0 update. This is some of the new characters, the world, some new mechanics, some new endgame in the comment section below. For now, appreciate y'all. Have a good day and peace.